This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello and welcome. My name's Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in. And wow, it's been a crazy couple days for you guys. You guys have been doing a lot of stuff with your other podcasts that you do.
Yes, Outlander Cast. You know, as the Outlander is a TV show on Starz, it's also a book series. And my husband and I podcast about the show. And we actually have a staff from around the world who work on the podcast and the blog and events. So we had a huge finale party at the Hilton in Providence.
Great.
We had people come from all over North America to celebrate just the finale of the show. And kind of there were vendors and eat, drink, and be merry. It was like a holiday party / TV show geek out fest with my fellow Outlander friends and a lot of our team. So I'm super thankful about that. It was great.
Yeah, you had a lot of great photos. The people, I mean, you have a lot of supporters too. I mean, literally worldwide that tune in and listen. So, and you were saying now that the season's over, you guys go into...
we call it Droughtlander.
Oh, Droughtlander.
Yes,
okay.
Droughtlander.
Very fancy. Very fancy. I like it.
How about you? What'd you do this weekend?
We just had I had a book signing and reading on Saturday. You know, we had a little bit of snow over the weekend too, which was fun. Mm-hmm. Just enough to get people a little crazy. But aside from that, you know, just kind of starting to really wind down the year as far as what I do business-wise, and so just a lot of tying up the loose ends, which is that time of year. But you know, there's a lot of great things that people can check out this time of year. You know, besides the events that we're going to talk about. But you know, we talked about this before, the Chuck and Brad show.
Yes.
Speaking of another podcast,
exactly.
Well, they have every now and then they do a live show, and it's more towards the comedy, a bit of a variety, not really focused on one topic. You know, when you do Outlander, that podcast is focused on one thing.
Yep.
Wicked Rhody is specifically events and things happening in and around Rhode Island. Their show is just kind of the full all-out collective of all sorts of different things, touching on different topics from their band involvement, from their podcast, just anything. It's really all over the place. So they have the Chuck and Brad's Best Christmas Show Ever. Now, typically we would talk about this next week, but because it's actually on Thursday, December 21st, we want to make sure people are aware of this, and that's why we're talking about it before we even get into the wicked interesting and the wicked fun in the 401.
Right.
But it's happening next Thursday, December 21st, between 7 and 10 p.m. Doors are at 7:30. The show's at 8. Over at the East Providence at the Comedy Connection. They'll have, you know, all sorts of great stuff happening there. Aside from a hilarious show, they'll have food from the Rhode Island Food Frights and Bonehead's Wings Bar. Brian Bowden, Kristen Logan, Frank Gazzaro, Ray Harrington, comedians that are all excellent. So it's really going to be a wonderful thing to check out on Thursday. So, you know, we strongly... you know, if you want to learn more about it or check out that podcast, I'll actually have them on this week's episode of Carpooling with Ben.
Yay!
And you'll hear a bit more from Chuck, who believe it or not, Chuck's dad and myself have been firefighters on the same fire department for the last almost 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
And it's the first time I've actually met his son. So, you know, nothing like a good, you know, Carpooling with Ben segment to bring us together and
to bring out the Rhody in you.
To bring out it's in the same small town. So whether you're listening to this as you're getting things done, while you're on the road, getting your shopping done, or you're just chilling out, relaxing, if you hear something that piques your interest, don't worry. We'll have all the links and info for you in the show notes on our website, wickedrhodypodcast.com.
So for this week's Wicked Interesting, I want to recommend that you check out Handel's Messiah with the Providence Singers. Now, this is an annual Christmas time holiday event that takes place at the Vets. It's the Providence Singers with Christine Noel, the artistic director, and the Rhode Island Philharmonic Orchestra, which I've mentioned so many times before.
Sure.
It's such top-notch musicians. And also, this is like one of the premier singing groups here in the Ocean State. So you get so many musicians on stage at the Vets Saturday night from 7 to 9 p.m. This is just a great way to celebrate with these musicians. It's a must-hear performance, and it's a holiday classic. I mean, this is something they do every single year. People look forward to it and purchase their tickets every year. It's a phenomenal way to listen to, honestly, a huge plethora of our best musicians in our state. So once again, that is Handel's Messiah with the Providence Singers, happening Saturday night at the Vets.
All right, well, that's our Wicked Interesting Pick of the Week. And now here's your Wicked Fun in the 401. Stadium Theater Performing Arts Center. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is their continued installation of A Christmas Carol. They've got a great... Listen, the Providence... The Trinity Rep Theater does a phenomenal job with it.
Yes, they do.
And you can never see too many versions of this in my book. Obviously, up at Stadium Theater, we've talked about a lot of the great things they do. This is the final weekend coming up for it on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. You still can get tickets. They're available at the door. But, you know, it's a wonderful thing. It's presented by Shining Light Productions. It's about 2.5 minutes, and that includes a 20-minute intermission. There's great food up there. It's delicious, concessions, and you can have a beer or wine if you'd like as the show continues. But this is really a well put together stage show up there at the stadium. If you've never been there, you make a night of it. Go to one of the local restaurants that are up there, whether it be Chan's or River Falls. I mean, there's just so many wonderful, great restaurants up there. If you need any suggestions, obviously you can check out the website. They'll give you the suggestions of who their sponsors are. But as you go up there, you know, you can really take it in. They really run it like an old school theater. World-class act up there. So that's happening this weekend. It's a Christmas Carol. And also, you know, something that, you know, people don't really realize that they also do free events up there as well.
Tell me more.
This one is this is the Wednesday, so it'll be before the next episode comes out. Free movie night, Wednesday, on December 20th at 7 p.m., Home Alone in the theater. So if you want to take the kids...
Very cool.
You know, listen, this time of year, you can be spending a lot of money on different things. We understand that. This is a free movie night. You want to spend a couple bucks, get some popcorn or some drinks. You can do that. It's free. No tickets necessary. This is just really... It's funny to see this movie once again. Joe Kayada from NBC 10, our good friend there, he had his son watch the scene where, you know, Kevin's in there doing the shaving, quote unquote, and then puts the aftershave on, and he puts his hands on, he screams, and he took a video of him watching that for the first time, which is cool because you think about it, that movie's been out over 20 years.
Yes.
So for us, you know, it's, you know, with your kids now starting to grow up, maybe they're still a little too young for the whole movie, but just that whole scene of it, obviously, is the whole...
Seeing it through their eyes, I love it.
Yeah, no. So it's something cool to check out. So again, it's A Christmas Carol this weekend, and then the free movie screening of Home Alone up there at the Stadium Theater in Woonsocket. What else have we got?
Listen, I am on a music roll today. I'm just warning you guys. There's going to be a lot of music up in here. So there's going to be an event called Caroling for a Cause. Now, this is taking place Sunday from 4 to 6:30 p.m. in the Summit neighborhood. So that's near Miriam Hospital in Providence. It's the annual event, and it's sponsored by the Summit Neighborhood Association in cooperation with Miriam Hospital. So band of singers are going to be going through the neighborhood, and you can join on in, including if you have kids who want to sing. You're going to be gathering at 4 p.m. at the hospital for hot chocolate and cookies to really fill you up, get ready to go. And then at 4:30, the group will sing along 6th Street to Bayard Street, and then 5th, they're going to be walking all around Summit neighborhood. And songbooks are provided. They do recommend that if you want to come, to bring some flashlights because you won't be able to read the words since the sun now sets around 4.
Good point.
And there's going to be singing leaders, so don't worry if you don't know all the words or if you don't know how the tune's going to go. So this is just a great way to really bring some festive nature to the season. And they are asking for contributions when they're caroling around these neighborhoods of peanut butter or cash from those residents. And this is to benefit the St. Raymond's Food Pantry.
Oh, good. Well, that's a nice way to tie in things. I know you got more singing lined up.
Of course.
But in between singing and song and everything, listen, it's important that during this entire season, you take a few minutes and relax. So our good friends, Malika, actually, she grew up in Warwick. She now lives in Vermont. She will be home this weekend for visiting her childhood home. I guess home is now up in northern Vermont. But she will be hosting and teaching a yoga nidra and sound bath class on Saturday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. Perfect, right in smack in the middle of the day.
Wait, what's her last name?
Malika.
Oh, is that her first name or last name? Malika's her first name.
Yes.
Is this the Malika that I know? Do I know you, Malika?
Probably does.
I probably do.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so excited. Well, if you're listening, Malika, hi.
It's a unique name. It's not like Ben or Stuart or Mary. Our apologies to Stuart for not making him, here today. But this is wonderful. It's in the middle of the day.
It is my Malika from Tollgate.
There you go. All right. It's in the middle of the day, which is perfect because people will be like, oh, it's in the middle. That's when you need to stop.
Yes.
That's when you need to take a break. And then after 1 p.m., maybe you just go chill out, relax, and do some light shopping. You don't do something as crazy. Cut down the stress. It's at Studio Exhale, which is in Cranston, right on Oakland Ave. It's going to be wonderful. You learn more about it, obviously, by clicking on our website. But the whole thing to keep in mind is, as you go through the holidays, you got to relax.
Yes.
Too much stress is bad. That's not good. It's not what the holidays are all about.
Well, and a lot of people feel like they relax, but they have their cell phone in hand, or they're doing like a little bit of work while maybe a movie is on, but still their brain is going, and they don't get to have that time to honestly unwind.
Yeah.
And that's what something like this is great for. I love that.
So there you go. So check that out. That is on Saturday, the 16th, from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Studio Exhale in Cranston. Now, back to the carols.
Okay, so if you're a Christmas elf like me, or if you just like to sing carols and you find that there's not many opportunities for you to, say you go to that Caroling for a Cause Sunday at 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on the Summit neighborhood. That's the east side of Providence. Well, believe it or not, the west side is having their caroling from 6 to 8 p.m. So wherever you want to go, if you want to bring young ones, maybe you go to the earlier one. If you want to start off with just your friends that evening, you head on over to the 10th annual West Side Caroling. They like to call this Not Your Grandmother's Sing-Along. It's this, of course, is a great way to spread joy during some of the coldest times of the year. And you're going to be meeting up at Louis Fuller's restaurant on Westminster from about 5 to 6 for just some snacks and socializing. And then at 6 p.m. sharp, and I mean sharp, you're going to need to bring your holiday cheer all around that neighborhood. They're going to end it around 8 p.m. with some milk, some warm drinks, and cookies at Sin Bakery and Cafe.
I've heard of that place.
Right. It's just a block from the starting point, so you can still park right around there and you'll be totally fine. Everyone is welcome, no matter what your religious beliefs. Just come, invite your friends and family. Behaved dogs are also allowed to come.
Well, there you go. So long as they behaved.
As long as maybe they'll do the Jingle Bells Woof song. You know, the way they're like, woof, woof, woof.
Yes.
You know that one?
Yes. I do. I know them all too well.
Oh, man.
Such a magical time for Mary this time of year.
It truly is. It truly is.
Thank you, Madonna. No matter where you live in Rhode Island or no matter where you are at any point, you're never more than 18.5 miles from either water or the state of Connecticut or the state of Massachusetts or the state of corruption. Confusion. You're nearby. So Borderline is our segment where we tell you events that are happening just over the border. So what's happening in Connecticut, Mary?
Oh my gosh. Foxwoods Resort and Casino is having a live reindeer feeding.
We're going to eat reindeer?
No, you get to feed live reindeer from Sunday.
I thought it was live reindeer. Like, we're going to eat a live reindeer. That sounds phenomenal.
No, that's so
that's
terrible.
Barbaric.
Do not bring kids to that. Well, listen, Sunday from 11 to 4. It's got a big time span right there because the reindeer are coming hungry, all right? They have some big work to do in a couple of weeks, so we got to fuel them up.
It's the one day a year they eat. Right.
This is like the reindeer pasta dinner. Do you remember that? Like before sports, you'd all go and you'd have pasta dinner at someone's house.
You'd have carbo load.
Yes, carbo load. So this is what it's going to be like. So you get to join in on the reindeer games at Foxwoods, and real life reindeer are going to be coming straight from Santa's workshop for some feeding sessions as well as great family photos. Now this event is free. It's going to be located at the Fox Tower lawn.
Okay.
Actually, it's going to be both Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, you can't beat that.
You can't. You totally can't beat that.
Well, a reindeer has to eat every day,
right?
So it's good to feed them every day. That's helpful.
But if your kids, so my kids are obsessed with reindeer. Like that's the decoration they want in this house. They could care less about the lights or the candy canes. All they want is reindeer toys.
All right, wait a second here.
Yeah.
Have they ever met a reindeer in life?
No.
Okay.
That's
This is perfect.
This.
Okay.
Tell me.
You need to video this.
Okay.
You need to video how this whole thing goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And because, I mean, think about it. All the photos with Santa growing up, all the photos with the Easter Bunny, it always has that terrified look. There's always one. Maybe it will go well, but in case it doesn't, become YouTube gold and take a video of this as they go up because, reindeer are big.
They're huge.
And, they can be a little aggressive at times. But hopefully
while you're feeding them.
Well, I should hope not, but just saying. Just have a video camera ready to go. Just have a video camera ready to go. Well, this is good, but does it cost anything? And do I have to bring is it BYOP? Bring your own pasta?
I know they'll have food for them there. And yeah, it's totally free. So it's a great event. Just bundle up because it is going to be outdoors.
Folks, as we said at the beginning, everything we talked about today can be found on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com.
And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're posting photos from any of the events that we chatted about, we want to see what you're doing. So please use the hashtag Wicked Rhody or tag us in the description if you learned about it from Wicked Rhody. We would love for people to know about us. So tag us and use our hashtag.
And you can use the hashtag Insane Reindeer as you feed them, too.
Hey, there you go.
For advertising and sponsorship information, email us at wickedroadypodcast@gmail.com. Get your message right into the earbuds of our listeners.
Until next time, folks, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.